Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. Welcome to our newsroom of Friday, 25 October 2019. And for tonight's headlines, we have the head of state participate to the summit of the non-aligned in Baku. The launch of the National Cancer Control Week in the Minister of Health. For the international scene in UK, police are trying to reconstitute the tragedy. Welcome to our newsroom. The 18th Summit of Head of State and Government of the Member State and the Non-Aligned Movement began today in Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan. The President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, welcomed the Head of State, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, and government to the summit. The Head of State and government posed for a family photo. This summit was opened by Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, current president of the Non-Aligned Movement, who delivered a speech dedicated to the theme responding together and appropriately to the challenges of the modern world while respecting this banding principle. The 80 summit brought together head of state and government from about 16 countries, as well as leaders of the international organization in general. Delegates from nearly 116 countries and international organizations joined the summit, at which 4 documents are expected to be adopted. The Non-Aligned Movement is an international organization of 120 states. It has 17 states and 10 international organizations with observer status. The Republic of Azerbaijan received the full support of the member state of the Non-Aligned Movement and became a full member on 26 May 2011 by participating in the movement's various meetings and conferences and strengthening its bilateral relations with the member countries. Azerbaijan contributes to the achievement of the organization's objective and principle. The Republic of Azerbaijan, which is hosting the 80th summit, will chair the Non-Aligned Movement in 2019 to 2022. President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, delivered a vibrant speech defending the global principle of peace, security, and fraternity. President Guelleh urged all member countries of the non-aligned countries to support Djibouti's candidacy to Assembly of the UN for the non-permanent seat on the Security Council. So on the other hand, our president to testify that Palestine is a legacy occupied by the Jewish state. Listen to the head of state.
Les défis auxquels nous sommes confrontés actuellement, notamment la poursuite effrénée au nucléaire, les conflits armés, les flux de réfugiés, le terrorisme, la pauvreté et la dégradation de l'environnement, exigent tous un multilatéralisme plus efficace, plus dynamique.
It is a great honor for me to be with you today on the occasions of the 18th Summit of the Non-Aligned Movement and to express my most sincere thanks to the government and the peoples of the Non-Aligned Movement for the warm welcome and hospitality extended to me and my delegation since our arrival in this beautiful city of Baku. Our continent has grown much faster than other regions of the world thanks to the implementations of major reforms in the governance of institutions and the massive influx of foreign direct investment, as well as the emergence of a middle class that has boosted consumption. As a result, it is currently the largest emerging market in these centuries and offers its partners a space for exchange and investment, even if we are confronted in some areas of our continent with the persistence of unrest that will have to be resolved to witness the takeoff of the continent as a whole. I am confident that this objective will be achieved. Djibouti is a candidate for non-permanent members at the United Nations headquarters, and what I expect from you to support my country's candidacy for the highest level of the United Nations Security Council. We support Palestine in its war with the Hebrew State, and the Republic is also for the liberation of Palestine, our brothers and sister country, and demand the complete removal of the Hebrew forces from their territory. Ladies and gentlemen, as for my country, we have been able to take advantage of our strategic geographical positions in the Horn of Africa on the shores of one of the most frequent maritime routes in the world and of real stability while creating favorable conditions for business development. These assets have enabled us to attract significant foreign direct investment in the port and rail infrastructure sector. The favorable business environment has thus enabled our country to prosper and improve economic and social performance at all levels as our country is now enjoys strong economic growth and is among the best in Africa, offers good prospects for the future. On the sidelines of the Russia-Africa Summit, the president of the Ports and Free Trade Zones Authority, Abubakar Omar Hadi, participated on Wednesday, 23 October, in a panel discussions of the Economic Forum and the team transport infrastructure on the African continent, opportunities for implementing joint project. The panelists discussed the transport sectors in Africa, which has excellent development potential. The continent's railways are very promising, are the joint ventures. Several African countries has given priority to the development of their transport infrastructure, particularly in views of the ability of transport to stimulate growth in a key industries. The expansions of transport network create additional jobs and skills and improves the qualities. In addition, Djibouti shows that it can overcome obstacles. The country has moved to up to 55 places in the doing business ranking and 44 places in the logistics performance index. Our country is also among the top 20 countries undergoing reforms in 22, according to the report. This improvement is mainly driven by an ambitious and joint infrastructure development programs about more than 15 billion over 10 years, new port and terminals, new free zones, and other related logistic projects. The speech of the president of the Zone Franche, Abubakar Omar Hadi. Listen, please.
Everywhere can be the center, but Africa is in the middle of the continents. Europe to the north, East Asia, West Americas. So any infrastructure we build in Africa is going to be used as a land bridge for the world trade, east to west, connecting the other continents. So for the last 4 years, we built 4 ports and 1 free zone in Djibouti, and also the railway, Djibouti to Addis. It was the first railway in Africa. I'm talking under your control. In the continent, 1897 to 1917, 20 years to build. And again, we mark the history, is the first electrified railway in the continent, Djibouti to Addis. And our objective is to cross the continent. Djibouti, Ethiopia, South Sudan, Central African Republic, Cameroon, Nigeria. I think 5 countries, 6 countries, and it's the shortest distance to link the Red Sea to the Atlantic Ocean. What we know, and we should agree, is transport is a derived demand. Is a demand deriving from the primary demand, which is trade, commodity. So a lot of people are talking about the debt trap, how we are going to finance. If I give you an example, in last year, 2018, the value of the goods which has transited to our ports, 51 billion US dollars. If we connect more countries in the continent, easily we can multiply threefold, which means 153 billion US dollars. In 10 years, what? 1.5 trillion. And we are talking about investing 70 billion. What you have to understand, cargo will pay. The business is there. It's not taxpayer money. There is a demand. So to unleash the potential of the continent, we need to connect, not only to build ports on the sea side, the maritime facade. You know, in Africa, out of 47 countries landlocked in the world, 17 are located in Africa. From Egypt to South Africa, in the east coast, we have only 9 coastal countries. From Morocco to Namibia, 21 coastal countries. So the fact that in east, we have only 9 countries, and countries have a very long sea coast like Somalia, like Mozambique, South Africa, have created the biggest number of landlocked countries in our region. Out of the 17, 10 are located in our region. So I think we need to connect, we need to invest on rail, road, deep sea ports.
The Minister of Health, Mohamed Warsama Diriye, said the presided of our ceremony to launch the National Week to Fight Female Genital Cancers, which was held at the People's Palace. The ceremony began with a visit to the various stands in the presence of the Ministers of Women and Family, Ms. Momina Hamid Hassan, the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity, Ms. Muna Usman Aden, the Mayor of Djibouti, Ms. Fatma Awali Usman, who took part in this visit to the thematic stands prepared for these purpose. It should be recalled that this launch day is part of the promotions of activity to screen for female genital cancers, which are accessible and free of charges at the Husseina National Reproductive Health Central. Given the multi-sectoral natures of the fight against female genital cancers, the event also including the participations of the WHO representative Dr. Ahmed Zwitan and the UNHCR representative Mr. Abdullah Barry, as well as several other technical and financial partners of the representative of civil society who support this initiative. The day therefore took place in a spirit of convergence of objectives in order to make a strong player for the eliminations of female genital cancers through the intensifications of preventive action and through systematic early detections of activities that are able to cure them in time. It should be recalled that the National Reference Centers for Reproductive Health, Husseina, specializing in the detections and therapeutic management of female genital cancers, will hold open days through the week. In her speech, the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Muna Usman Aden, stressed the importance of setting up universal health insurance, particularly through its non-contributory branches, namely the PASS programs, which enabled women to have access to basic care and benefits. For her part, the Minister of Women and Family, Momina Hamid Hassan, called for the mobilization of all and the commitment of each citizen to raise public awareness on this crucial issue of women's health. She also praised the work done by the Ministry of Health in this area. Finally, the Minister of Health, Mohamed Warsama Diriye, for his part, indicates that this issue related to maternal health are being raised to the highest level by the First Lady President of UNFT, Ms. Khadra Mahmoud Haid. At the end of this launch day, the Minister of Health, Mohamed Warsama Diriye, the Minister of Women and Family, Momina Hamid Hassan, the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Muna Usman Aden, held ceremony to award certificate to the various actors involved in the fight against female genital cancers. These certificates were issued to the staff of the Hussein Center, who demonstrate professionalism and exemplary self-sacrifices in the performance of their respective duties. In addition, ministers received gifts from Hussein staff for their leadership in the fight against female genital cancers. As part of the celebrations of the International Breast Cancer Day, the Association Friends of Djibouti have collaborated with the associations for the promotions of women support and cultural activities have organized at the multi-sport women in front of the town hall, as seen the ring by the boxers and friendly matches of two teams of female footballers and demonstrations of taekwondo by the youngest girl in the presence of the Minister of Women and Family Development and the Ministry of Development Family Planning, Ms. Momina Ahmed Hassan, and Ms. Vice President of the National Women's Union, Ms. Hasna Ahmed Bilil, and the national debates at the Parliament and the women's elected groups, the president of the association is for the promotion of sporting and cultural activities, Saida Sikiye, and the National Olympic Sport Committee of Djibouti, Mr. Ahmed Abdi, and accompanied by the co-presidents of Philippines. The day of celebration is ended with the awarding trophies and medals for all the multi-sport participants. The Centers for Social Actions and Women's Empowerment aims to help us out of schools girls to get out of schools and succeed in their future. A center compromising some professional training rooms with a program of interventions by qualifying trainers according to needs of the ICT multimedia area in locations for support and languages courses, entrepreneurship and empowerment support department, a hairdressing 7 rooms as well as a kitchen room. Several training courses are given for women and girls who have dropped out of schools, including serving, hairdressing, manicures, and cooking and multimedia, are places where girls and women can flourish and succeed in their lives. 7 machines with spot needless to train these young girls and generate incomes, generating activity. Each of these young girls comes with the desires and her know-how. However, modest is many her goodwill and good humor to learn how to see their experience. Seamstress is present here, guide help others who come up against a certain set of, in particular, a place of service, but also a place of sharing and conviviality. For the international scenes on our tracks, British policies are trying to reconstruct the route almost 2 days after the discovery of 39 dead bodies in the back of truck. The British police are still trying to shed light on many grey areas. The refrigerator truck was found during the night from Tuesday to Wednesday. Inside the containers, the remain of 39 people, including 8 women, all them were Chinese nationals. The truck had crossed from the ports of Zeebrugge, Belgium, was there loopholes in the control that would have allowed migrants to enter to the containers. The port managers ensures that this is not the case because the refrigerated containers arrived sealed. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us.